we'll take some time now to settle the body. So ensuring that the spine is straight and the head and neck are in alignment and the eyes are lightly closed. The shoulders are back and down but relaxed, just opening the chest slightly. And place the hands gently on the knees in a mudra of your choice. And just taking a few moments now to check in with the body and just seeing how you're feeling, if there is any pain or irritation in the body, and just making sure throughout the practice in this class that you're very mindful and just listen to your body and work within your own range of movement. If something does not work for you, you can try a different posture, or you could just lie in Shavasana and visualize the posture. And now take a long, deep inhalation. And as you exhale, release all the events of the day. And again, take another long, deep yogic breath in. And as you exhale, release any interactions that you've had today, whether they've been in person, on the phone, or even digitally. Just release them all. And again, another long, deep inhalation. And this time, as you exhale, allow any thoughts or feelings of obligation of anything you need to do after this class. Let them all go, just to give yourself this gift, being right here in this moment. And now gently move the awareness through the body, beginning with the soles of the feet. Again, paying careful attention, just witnessing how each body part is feeling as you gently move the awareness up through the ankles and into the shins, into the knees, and up through the legs and the buttocks, up through the back. Feel in each vertebrae as you move the awareness up the spine and up through the fingers and the hands and the wrists, right up through the forearms into the elbows, up the top of the arms to the shoulders and into the neck. And now gently move the awareness into the head and place the awareness now at the eyebrow center. And at this point, visualize a steady candle flame. And together now, to begin the class, we'll chant Om 3 times and Om Shanti, and I'll chant the Shanti mantra to pay respect to the wisdom traditions and respect between teacher and student and teacher, so we can all learn together. Breathing in. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Hari Om. Om Sahana Bhavatu. Sahano Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahe Tejasvinadvadhitamastu Ma Vidvishabhahe. Om Shanti 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 Hari Om. And now gently move the body into the base position with the legs out in front of the body and the hands placed behind the buttocks with the fingers pointing away, ensuring the spine is straight again and head and neck are in alignment. Just take a few moments to rest into the position. And we'll begin with ankle rotations. So moving the feet from the ankles in the same clockwise direction first. Moving the feet down towards the floor and then around from the ankle joint. Inhaling on the upward movement and exhaling on the downward movement. And complete 7 rounds in each direction, moving very slowly, aiming for very smooth and even movements. Placing the awareness in the ankle joint and observing the effects of the practice. And after you've finished your 7 rounds in a clockwise direction, complete the practice again in the anti-clockwise direction. And then when you've completed in both directions, we'll move on to knee rotation. So for knee rotation, bring the right foot in front of the buttock and clasp the hands underneath the knee, just making sure you're sitting up straight. And then you will move the bottom half of the leg first, rotate it in a clockwise direction. 7 rounds in each direction. Inhaling on the upward movement, exhaling on the downward movement. Very gently, smooth movements. Placing the awareness in the knee joint. And when you come to the end of both rounds in each direction, remember to bring the foot flat to the floor and stretch the leg out in front again, just to protect the knee. And then when you've completed on the right side, observe for a few moments the difference between right and left, and then move the practice to the left side, to the left knee. And again, once you've completed the practice, remember to bring the foot flat to the floor in front of the buttock and outstretch the leg. And just observe now the effects of the practice on both knees. We'll move now to the butterfly posture, to Asana. So bringing the soles of the feet in front of the buttocks and then bringing the soles of the feet together, clasping the hands around the feet and allowing the knees to naturally fall to the floor. Inhale, bring the knees up towards the arms. Exhale, allowing the knees to fall naturally to the floor. Complete 7 rounds slowly. Again, aiming for really smooth movements and just observing the opening of the hip with each round. And again, to protect the knees at the end of your final round, bring the knees up together and then again slide the legs along the floor. And just take a few moments to observe any differences from when you began the class. Next, we'll move on to a posture called rowing the boat. So keeping the legs out in front of the body again, making sure you're sitting up straight. Bring the arms first, like clasp, put the thumbs on the palms and clasp the fingers around thumbs. And then bring the arms up and lean forward, like you're rowing a boat. Bring the arms forward over as far as you can towards the toes without pushing or straining. And then bring the arms back, taking up at the abdomen, leaning back a little bit, bringing the arms up above the head. This is 1 round. Complete 7 rounds in each direction. Just observing the movement of energy from the abdomen even in the backs of the legs. And after your final round, come back to the base position. And just allow the body to rest for a few moments. Again, observing the effects of the practice, allowing the breath to regulate. We'll move now to wrist rotation. So bringing the arms out in front of the body at shoulder height. Put the thumbs again on the palms and wrap the fingers around the thumbs. And then rotate the clenched fist from the wrists. First in a clockwise direction, inhaling on the upward movement, exhaling on the downward movement. Complete 7 rounds in each direction. Placing the awareness in the wrists and observing any release of tension in the wrist area and the muscles and tendons in the wrist. aiming to try to coordinate the breath with the movement, aiming for that body, breath, mind connection. And now, keeping with the theme of rotation, we'll move to shoulder rotation. So bringing the right fingers to the right shoulder, the left fingers to the left shoulder, bringing the elbows together, inhaling, bringing the elbows up, back, down, exhaling on the downward movement, and bringing the elbows together in front of the body again. This is 1 round. Complete 7 rounds in total in each direction. Again, aiming for those smooth, even movements, observing the release of muscles in the top of the shoulders. And after your final round, again, just rest the body. Observe any difference in the shoulder area from the practice. We'll now move to the neck and we'll do a neck rotation. But before we do, please be very, very mindful and gentle with the neck. Move into it really carefully and first test your range of movement. And the movements here again should be very smooth and not sort of jerky, very smooth and even. To begin, close the eyes and bring the chin to the chest. Feel the stretch at the back of the neck. Then bring the right ear to the right shoulder. Move the head back to where is comfortable for you. Again, very smooth movement. And then exhale at the back. Inhale as you bring the left ear to the left shoulder. And then exhale as you bring the chin back to the chest. So this is 1 round. Complete 5 rounds in each direction if that's right for you. And again, this time aiming to synchronize the breath with the practice. And just observing the release of any tension in the neck area from this practice. And again, with your eyes closed, the spine straight, head and neck in alignment. Just observe how the body feels now. And then when it's right for you, lie down in Shavasana. And allow the body to melt into the floor. Ensure that the body is evenly balanced on the floor and that the palms are facing up and are a little bit away from the body. Take a long deep inhalation, and when you exhale, just release the body into the floor. Our practice now will be cycling. So we'll begin with the right leg. So for this practice, if you have any lower back issues, please bend the opposite leg by putting the left foot in front of the buttock. So we're beginning with the right leg. Bring the knee to the chest and then straighten the leg up so that the sole of the foot is in line with the ceiling. And then gently lower the leg towards the floor. And then bring the knee back to the chest. This is one round. Complete 5 rounds in each direction. And then take a few moments once you release the right leg to the floor after the 5 rounds in each direction, and observe the difference between the right and the left leg, and then complete the practice on the left leg. And again, smooth, even movements with the aim of synchronizing the breath with the practice. And when you've completed the practice with both legs, please just relax in Shavasana and just witness the movement of energy around the body in these practices. Next, we'll move on to a spinal twist. So for this practice, bring the soles of the feet in front of the buttocks, and you can either place the hands behind the head as long as the elbows reach the ground. If not, just have the arms straight out at shoulder height. Exhale and bring the knees to the right side and turn the head to the left. And just allow the body to sink into the position first. Allow it to ease gently in without pushing or straining. And then when it's right for you, inhale, bring the knees back to center and head back to center. And then move the knees to the left and then the head to the right as you exhale. Again, allowing the body to ease into the practice. Complete another 4 rounds on each side. And after your final round, lie down again in Shavasana. The next practice, it will be like a bridge practice. So lying down on your back, you may like to place the palms flat on the floor underneath the buttocks. Bring the soles of the feet in front of the buttocks, palms underneath, flat down on the floor. Inhale, lift the buttocks up like a bridge. Hold for a few moments. Exhale, bringing the buttocks back to the top of the hands that are on the floor. Complete another 4 rounds, inhaling as you bring the buttocks up. Hold. Exhale. Gently bring the buttocks back to the hands that are on the floor. And on your final round, come back to Shavasana. And again, just observe any changes in the body from this practice. And now as a counter posture, bring the knees to the chest. And first of all, you may like to just roll from side to side on the spine, just to give the spine a little bit of a massage. And then when you're fine with that and your spine feels fine, come back to center with the knees still clasped to the chest. Exhale and gently bring the nose up towards the knee. Hold for a few moments. And then inhale and gently release the head back to the floor. Complete 4 rounds in this way. And after your final round, lie down again in Shavasana. And just observe the natural breath. We'll complete Pranayama in this class by lying in Shavasana. And then once Pranayama is finished, we'll move straight into Yoga Nidra, deep relaxation. So again, placing the awareness at the nostrils and observe the natural breath. And observe how the natural breath fills the abdomen with air and the chest with air. And then as the abdomen subsides, the chest subsides on the exhalation. Just observe how the breath operates spontaneously in the body. Now take a long, deep yogic breath, but as you do this, visualize that the breath is coming up through the soles of your feet, right up through the body, filling the body with oxygen into the abdomen, and the chest and the upper chest. And then as you exhale this deep yogic breath, exhale from the top of the chest subsides, the abdomen subsides, and the exhalation runs right through the body and out of the soles of the feet again. Complete 3 yogic breaths in this way. And now observe the breath in the body, but observe how the breath moves from the throat to the navel. And now when you are following the breath from the throat to the navel, follow the breath from the navel to the throat on the inhalation and the throat to the navel on the exhalation. You may like to add a visualization to this pathway. Visualize it as golden pathway from the navel to the throat on the inhalation and from the throat to the navel on the exhalation. And you may now like to also mentally add a mantra to this practice. On the inhalation, mentally repeat the mantra so, and on the exhalation, mentally repeat the mantra so, And so now you have the 3 components of this practice: the breath awareness, the golden pathway, and the mantra, so hum. So hum means I am this consciousness. Now release the mantra and release the golden pathway and release the breath awareness and bring your awareness to the heart space. And observe you are now in complete stillness. As we prepare for the practice of Yoga Nidra. And now that you are comfortable and warm and still, I ensuring there's balance between the left and the right side of the body. And that you've released any expression in the face. There's no tightness in the jaw, not clenching the muscles behind the eyes. The head and neck are in alignment. And observe the different points of contact between the body and the floor. Observe the heels against the floor and the backs of the legs against the floor. Observe the buttocks against the floor, the back against the floor. Observe the spine against the floor. Observe the back of the arms and the shoulders against the floor. Notice the neck against the floor and the back of the head against the floor. And observe how all of these different points of contact make one singular point of contact between your body and the floor. Become aware now of sound. Observe sounds way off in the distance. And don't try to identify the sound. Just move your awareness from sound to sound as you notice it. Now move your awareness to sounds just outside the room that you are in. Again, only moving the attention and the awareness from sound to sound. Now move the awareness to sounds just inside the room that you're in. Move the awareness now to sounds inside the body, beginning with the sound and sensation of the heartbeat. And gently move the awareness now to the sound and the sensation of the natural breath. Release the sound awareness now and call to mind your Sankalpa or positive intention if you have one. Mentally repeat it 3 times now. And if you don't have one, leave some space for it may emerge on its own. And we'll now rotate the awareness throughout the body. Listen to my instructions, and when I repeat the name of a body part, place your awareness there Visualize that body part and mentally repeat the name of that part. Don't need to move it in any way. We'll begin with the right side of the body and the right hand thumb. The first finger, second, third, and little finger. Palm of the right hand, back of the right hand, the wrist, forearm, elbow, upper arm, shoulder, right side of the chest, right waist, hip, thigh, knee, shin, calf, ankle, heel, sole of the right foot, top of the right foot, right big toe, second toe, third, fourth, and little toe. And now we'll move to the left side of the body, beginning with the left hand thumb, first finger, second, third, and little finger, palm of the left hand, back of the left hand, the wrist, forearm, elbow, upper arm, the shoulder, armpit, left side of the chest, left waist, the hip, thigh, knee, left shin, calf, heel, ankle, sole of the left foot, top of the left foot, left big toe, second toe, third, fourth, and little toe. And now to the back of the body, beginning with the heels, backs of the legs, the buttocks, the lower back, the small of the back, the middle of the back, the shoulder blades, the space between the shoulder blades, the back of the neck, and the entire spinal column. Back of the head and the top of the head. And moving around now to the face, beginning with the forehead, the ears, right and left, the temples, right and left, the eyebrows, right and left, and the eyebrow center. The eyes, right and left, the nose, the lips, the jaw, the chin, the throat, the collarbones, right and left, and the pit of the throat, the right side of the chest, the left side of the chest, and the center of the chest, the right side of the abdomen, the left side of the abdomen, and the navel, the right side of the pelvis, the left side of the pelvis, and the groin, the whole right leg, the whole left leg, and both legs together. The whole right arm, the whole left arm, and both arms together. The whole front of the body, the whole back of the body, the whole neck, and the whole head, and the whole body. Have a sense now of the whole body all at once, the whole body. And release the body rotation now, and instead bring the awareness back to the natural breath and observe how the natural breath has become very subtle, and witness the rise and fall of the navel in response to the natural breath. And we'll now add a visualization to the natural breath. When you inhale, visualize that you are inhaling golden, healing light. And when you exhale, you are releasing anything that does not serve you. Placing the visualization on the natural breath, golden healing light on the inhalation, releasing anything that does not serve you on the exhalation. If the mind wanders, use the breath like an anchor to bring it back to the practice. And release the breath visualization now. And instead, feel the following opposite sensations in the body. The body's feeling colder and colder. The body feels like it's out in the snow on an icy winter's day. And the nose feels colder, and the cheeks feel numb, and the fingers and the toes feel numb. The body's feeling colder and colder, like it's outside in the snow on an icy winter's day. And release this feeling of coldness now, and replace it instead with a feeling of heat. The body's feeling hotter and hotter. Body feels like it's inside a steam room or a sauna, and it's getting hotter and hotter. Heat radiates from the abdomen, and the face feels hotter. The arms and the legs feel hotter. The body's feeling hotter and hotter, like it's inside a steam room or a sauna, and it's increasing in heat. And release these feelings of heat now, and replace them instead with a feeling of lightness. The body's feeling lighter and lighter. The body feels like it's as light as a cloud that's drifting along the sky. The arms feel lighter, and the legs feel lighter, The torso feels so light, like it's hovering above the floor, and the head feels even lighter. The body's feeling lighter and lighter, like it's a cloud drifting across the sky. And release this feeling of lightness now and replace it instead with a feeling of heaviness. The body feels so heavy, like it's made out of lead, and it's pressing against the floor. It's so heavy. The arms and the legs feel heavier, and the torso and the head feels heavier. The body's feeling heavier and heavier, like it's made out of lead, and it's pushing against the floor. And release this feeling of heaviness now. Release all of these sensations completely. And instead, come to the space of the mind, the space behind the closed eyes. And in this space, see, imagine, visualize and create the following objects and images. You get up from your mat and go to the door of the room that you are in. But when you open the door, in front of the door outside is a golden staircase. And you decide out of curiosity to see where it leads. You don't feel scared or anxious in any way, just curious. And so this golden staircase spirals up into the clouds. And so you start to take the stairs up. And with each step, you're feeling less burdened, you're feeling lighter, and you're feeling happier as you walk up this staircase. You feel free as you walk up the staircase and up through the clouds. And you stop for a moment and look down on the world below you. And you can see little people wandering around, doing their daily lives. But you can just have a better perspective by seeing them where you are right now. And you continue to walk up. When you reach the top of the staircase, and there's a cloud, and you can actually sit on the cloud. You're not going to fall through in any way. So you step onto this cloud, and you see over at the edge of the cloud is a beautiful mirror with golden gilded edging and a red armchair in front of the mirror. So you go over and sit in this comfortable red armchair. It's so soft and so relaxing. And you sit there facing this mirror, and you notice while you see yourself, you feel happy, and your face is full of relief and peace. You can see at your heart space what looks like a golden egg sitting in your heart space. And again, you look at it in wonder, that you're not scared in any way. You actually feel extremely joyful, almost ecstatic. And you relish this moment. And now it's time to come back into the room. However, the golden egg in your heart space will remain. So you get up from the comfortable chair and walk over to the edge of the cloud and make your way back down into the world below you, feeling elated and happier than you have been in a long time, without any worries or cares. And you walk down the staircase and back into the room, and lying down on your mat, you call to mind your Sankalpa, or positive intention if you have one. Mentally repeat it 3 times now. And if you don't have one, leave some space for it may emerge on its own. And you observe the breath again. And you observe how the breath creates movement in the body. And you deepen your breath just a little, and you feel the movement of your breath as it moves your back against the floor. And you take a few moments now just to observe how you're feeling and how your body feels right now. The practice of yoga nidra is coming to a close. Begin to remember the room that you are in and the details of that room. And remember the time of day. Remember the color of your mat and the clothes that you're wearing. And begin to make gentle movements with the fingers and the toes to allow your body to gently externalize. And begin to move and stretch in a way that's right for you. You may like to gently move your head from side to side. And when it's right, you roll onto your right side for a few moments. Again, allowing the body to gently externalize. And then when it's right for you, keeping your eyes closed or downcast, come up to a comfortable sitting position, moving very gently and consciously to maintain the peace that you've created. And moving the awareness now, like we did at the beginning of the class, beginning with the soles of the feet, gently moving the awareness through the body and observing how you feel now compared to the beginning of the class. Moving the awareness up through the feet and into the ankles, up into the shins and the calves, paying attention to the knees, up into the thighs and the buttocks, and up through the back and the spine, vertebrae by vertebrae, through the fingers and into the hands and the wrists, and right up into the arms and the shoulders. Bringing the awareness to the neck now, and into the back of the head, moving the awareness to the crown of the head and around to the eyebrow center. And at this point, visualize a steady candle flame. And together now, we'll chant Om 3 times and Om Shanti to conclude the class. Breathing in. Om. 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 Om Shanti 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 Hari Om. Hari Om Tat Sat.